It's the Rise and Hive podcast with Leanne and Melissa. It's the Rise and Hive podcast with Leanne and Melissa.
Welcome to the Rise and Hive podcast with me, Legendary Leanne.
And me, Magnificent Melissa, where connection, laughter, gratitude and a few golden nuggets are always on the menu.
And welcome to our midweek pick-me-up episode of Question of the Week. So, Melissa, last week, the question was all things beige buffet related. Do you like a beige buffet? What's your favourite item on a beige buffet if you are indeed a fan of a beige buffet? Are you not a fan of a beige buffet? Tell us all about it. We wanted to know all things beige buffet related. And, did people have a view?
Well, as we know, whenever we talk about food, people want to share their thoughts and views on food. Yeah, they absolutely do. Love a bit of food crack.
They did. The streets were talking. And I think to sum it up, the streets love a beige buffet.
That would be the general consensus. I think most people are here for a beige buffet.
People are big fans of the beige buffet. Now, there was mixed responses. So what people were saying is it wouldn't necessarily be the go-to choice of how they eat.
Yeah.
But when the situation arises at the wedding, well, not wedding, actually, we'll come on to weddings.
Yes,
but
there was some views on whether a beige buffet is appropriate at a wedding.
Yes, some strong views, some might say. But at the standard christening stroke funeral, where the beige buffet features heavily in those settings, in the appropriate setting, a beige buffet is generally very gratefully and welcomely received. I don't think that's the word, but welcome and gratefully received.
Yeah. Yeah, we had a lot of love for the corned beef pie.
Big fans of the corned beef pie around these parts. And then most people are Northeast related. Most of the feedback has come from people in the Northeast. So let us know if you're not in the Northeast, what are you thinking about corned beef pie? Because the Northerners are loving a corned beef pie.
Very much, and they want a very good ratio of corned beef, potato in the middle,
to pastry.
Yes,
Yep.
yes.
Heartburn central, but big fans of it all the same. I think most people, despite getting the heartburn or the indigestion, they're willing to power through.
One for the team.
They're willing to power through that. Just get the Gaviscon out and power through for the purposes of a corned beef pie.
Yeah,
Big
definitely.
fans.
There was some people came in with a love for pork pie. And obviously, we talked about the fact of my non-love of a pork pie. But, yeah.
And I think what I found with the beige buffet conversation is essentially they're not for the vegetarians. I think that's the fundamental. So I was the exception, not the rule around the beige buffet. The majority of people are loving a beige buffet. Not many people came in without the love of a beige buffet. But I think what we discovered, it was like layers of onion. As we unpeeled those layers of onions, we realised the love of the beige buffet is because it's probably heavily meat based. I think that's the key thing. Pork pies, corned beef pies,
ham and peas pudding sandwiches.
Yes, and probably coleslaw based as well, like on mayonnaise.
And then there's another disliking of yours.
I know, it's just none of the things tying in with the mayo. And what I've realised as well, going back a previous episode, people are big fans of mayo mind. And that peri mayonnaise, everybody's loving that. So Jo came in on the voice notes and told us about her love. Mayo is the absolute one for her.
Cam was mayo as well.
Yep.
She was loving it, and she said, because I'd mentioned about enjoying a full fat meal, and she was with me on that. Now I only have full fat meal
as a treat.
But Cam was sacrificing the calories. She's having it all the time.
Yeah.
She's buying the bad boy full fat meal.
She wasn't messing about. She wants no part of your low fat shenanigans. She wanted the full fat. But people like a flavoured one as well. I think the peri featured very heavily by.
Yes.
If I was to do a poll or produce some statistics, I would say 87% of mayo lovers are loving a peri. Now, that is a made-up statistic. I will be honest. Full disclosure here. It's an absolute made-up statistic, but I feel it's robust all the same.
I would agree with you. I heard about a lot of love for a peri mayonnaise.
Big fans of that. And the garlic mayo, big fans of that as well. Truffle mayo, I think, may have featured.
Oh, truffle. Oh, now that is...
I have seen Heinz have brought that out.
Late. I do enjoy anything truffle flavoured.
I did see in Asda yesterday that on an end they had a garlic and a truffle, and I did think, should I buy Melissa one of these for the house? And then I thought, what am I going to feed her to go with this truffle meal? And so I didn't.
Well, maybe she could have gave me a sauce plate, because Jo came in to say her brother enjoys a sauce plate.
Yes,
so he has a plate that he puts the sauce
all
on.
of the condiments. Big fan of the condiments in the Leach household.
And this is the thing I love. I love hearing about people's little maybe quirky things that they do. We absolutely, I love it. I do.
But we've had lots of people come in on the voice notes. We have been loving your voice notes. We are living for it. So this is going to be a bit of a voice note heavy bonanza, because you folks at home have got big views around your buffet items, and you want to share. So top of the shop, coming in strong, was Leanne Ramsey.
Oh, this one made my day. I mean, they all made my day, but yes, I was loving Leanne. The Ramsey's crack on the beige buffet.
Oof, now, I love a beige buffet. I mean, what is there not to love about a beige buffet? Corned beef pie. Oh, that is trish delish. That is the top of the beige buffet in my eyes, is the corned beef pie. Now, it has to be a good quality corned beef pie. You want a good ratio of corned beef in there. Beige sandwiches, egg mayonnaise. Oh, an egg mayonnaise, tuna mayonnaise. Now, sometimes at a posh beige buffet, you might get a prawn mayonnaise. Probably a bit rare, but yes, no, that is an elite beige buffet. Crisps. Oh, all various different sorts of crisps. I know we've had question of the week in terms of a potato chip or a maize snack, but on a beige buffet, you could have both of those combinations. Like pickled onions. Oh, pickled onions. Quiche. Quiche. I mean, we are in Heartburn City here on a beige buffet. We really, really are. Now, the food itself, elite. Love a beige buffet. However, at a big function, the issue is other people's fingers touching the beige buffet. Now, I'm going to be honest, I'll still eat it, but I'd rather be first at the queue. First at the queue for the beige buffet reduces contamination of other people's fingers, especially if you're at, say, a child's function, like a kid's party or a christening or something like that. Then you've got a lot of contamination, because kids like to pick things up and put them back, or potentially lick things. Yeah, that is the downfall of a buffet, is other people picking it. See, I'd rather you went to a buffet and they had a nice lady serving it out with some gloves on and putting it on your plate. Reduce contamination. Obviously, increase cost on your buffet if you're having a function and a party. But yes, I'm all over a beige buffet. And I prefer a beige buffet in somebody's house. There probably is still the same contamination risks, but in my head, it's a smaller function, so less contamination. And then you can have some repeat plate top-ups. So smaller function, repeat top-ups, good quality beige buffet. Yes, the other thing is the sandwiches, sometimes the bread curls. And yeah, they're a bit dry. So you need to go in the middle section of the sandwiches to reduce the curled up dried edges on your bread. But yes, all over a beige buffet. Thank you, please.
So Leanne is very robust in her views about the buffet. Now, I knew she would be a big fan. I knew she would be a big fan of a beige buffet. I've seen her in action. I have seen her in the wild at christenings, at funerals. I knew she'd be a big fan.
I mean, there was a few things there that Leanne reminded me of as well. And it's the contamination, isn't it? This is the slight thing. I was like, oh, yes. Well, and it did bring back a few things for me. And I mean, I worked behind a bar many years ago, and it was in the days where they used to put nuts and pickled onions on the bar. And I always remember thinking, and now I maybe Limitless Thing could do some stats on this. I might be making this up completely, but something about that. They once tested some food that had been stood on the bar to see what was on there. And because people are putting, well, they go on the toilet, let's be realistic here.
And not everybody
washes their hands.
You should be washing your hands, but not everybody does.
Call to action, if you don't do that, it is, please wash your hands.
Wash your hands after
please
a
wash
wee.
your hands, yeah. That they did some tests of the content and there was urine.
Was it 70% urine?
Yeah, it was very high. It was really high, Leanne. It was really high. I remember thinking, oh gosh, but yeah, people just dipping their fingers into that bowl of peanuts is not the vibe.
No.
So that the cross-contamination, I was like, oh yes, Leanne. So Leanne might be one of these people. She's smart because when I go to a buffet, I always let everybody go first.
Oh, not Leanne. She's in with the strategy.
But I think she's been smart. I think it's
smart.
a good move. I've always assumed these people were starving and they were wanting to go and get the best,
there might be as well.
Food. I was like, oh, look at these greedy buggers going to get in the buffet first. And I'm waiting and I'm holding off. But actually, I think that's sensible.
Chess, not checkers when it comes to getting in with your urine contaminated, double dipped buffet related items.
Yeah, I much prefer it when you can see things and they've got something to serve the item with and it hasn't got fingers all over. Because cross-contamination is something to be very mindful of. Now, it reminded me of a time that we had a work buffet and there was somebody who I worked with. Now, they loved a double dip. And I know now, for anyone who does not know what I'm referring to there, you obviously knew what I was talking about, but where you have got your breadstick or your crisp.
A breadstick? Who's eating breadsticks? Do not give me a breadstick on a buffet. That's one of the worst. Oh my God. Does anyone actually enjoy a breadstick?
I don't mind them.
But I don't get I would eat one, but no one's
I never actually put them out. But I never put them out. But if
you've got your breadstick, okay, for hypothetical purposes, for the purposes of the story, we've got our breadstick or a crisp.
It might be a vegetable as well. Could be a piece of carrot or celery. That is, let's not.
Oh, I like a bit of celery.
Oh, don't. That is the devil's work.
Oh, a little bit sprinkling of salt.
Oh no, it's awful. There's something about that taste that literally is like poison to my soul.
Well, I don't mind a bit of celery, but anyway, for the purpose of the story, we'll go with a carrot.
I will pretend that I do like a bit of celery. But you've got your whatever your
receptacle is
to put into your hummus, your salsa, your dip, whatever's on the table, and you're going in there, whatever's wet.
Whatever receptacle you're sticking in your wet.
Yeah, you're going to the table and you're going to get the end in and you're putting it on the end and you're putting it in your mouth and you're going back in for seconds.
Unacceptable behaviour.
I agree. Now, even more so when you're in a public setting and there could be other people around who you don't even know. Nobody wants that. Now, that might be that if you and Liam, you're married, you've been together a long time, you may do that. I mean, what I think
he's getting a double dip off me, but Liam doesn't like the wet, does he?
No, he doesn't.
So
no,
Liam
going in dry.
He goes in dry, so Liam likes to go in dry. So there's not many occasions other than a camembert, I feel. A camembert is where we go in with the double dip.
Does Liam like camembert?
He loves a camembert.
Oh, I'm really surprised by that.
Big fan.
I love a camembert.
Big fan of the camembert. He doesn't like any, when you get like the relish and the
chutney and things on the top.
No, thank you. He wants no part of that. Just basic camembert melted with copious amounts of bread, so like 2 baguettes or something like that. But yeah, big fan of the camembert is Liam. So we both will go in with the double dip, and we're savages because we're both trying to eat as fast
as
you can. Because he can be quite like grabby when it comes to the food, so I've got to go in.
I need to be quick on getting my share.
So I'm going in first, and then he notices me speeding up, so then he speeds up. So we both ended up.
I feel like I need to witness this at some point.
Yeah, it's not a spectator sport, I imagine.
I mean, what we're going to do is a throuble because I enjoy camembert.
We'd have to order one each. We need one each. One each.
Or
a minimum of 2.
Strategic plan in that mind, Leanne.
A minimum of 2. We'd need 2 as a minimum. Yes. There's no way we could share one camembert between the 3 of us in our throuple.
No, that would be no good.
But yeah, the more feral I become, he becomes more feral, and then together, like, it sort of magnifies the intensity of it, and then the pair of us are just like shoving in this camembert.
It's a camembert just running down your chin.
It's delightful.
Lovely.
But yeah, so we do double dip there, but I feel, we're married. Double dipping's acceptable in that circumstance.
Absolutely, that's the thing. And there's people, your family. So yes, but what I might do is, I would try not to double dip in many ways. But even if you go and use the other end,
Yes,
if you can
flip it round
and use the
get
other
it
end.
with the
If
other
you don't
end.
feel you've got any
Do a
option.
double ender.
But what actually, so the person who does double dip, who, amazing person, love them to bits. But
is it the same person that licked the spoon by any chance? Because I'm going to be honest, I could have also told you, I know this person will be double dipping. If they're licking a spoon, they're absolutely going to be double dipping.
Yes. So we once had a chocolate fountain, and they were getting it going in and out, and would be effectively double dipping. They even put some vegetables on the skewer to put in with the chocolate, because it was just like, this is now free for all. We're putting anything in. So chocolate fountains is gosh.
Well, do you know what? I know I do. If I can separate how I know a chocolate fountain happens from my mind, chocolate fountain is delicious. I've not really thought about that hygiene level, but now that I'm thinking about it, it's pouring out. There's like that.
It's just rotating back around.
That's a minefield.
So yeah, you've got somebody going there, and they've had the skewer in their mouth, and then they're going and dipping the next bit in again.
Yeah, that's a hygiene minefield.
And then they've decided that they're putting a roast potato in.
Well, that would be the least.
I mean, I don't know if it was a roast potato. I might be exaggerating there, but there was savoury food going in, definitely.
Now, I don't eat it for chocolate fountain, not for the purposes of hygiene, but now that I'm thinking about it, I absolutely won't be going in with a chocolate fountain. But because I saw how they do a chocolate fountain.
Oh, is it not the oil they put in?
They put oil in it.
Oh, yes.
And knocked us bad. I was like, I physically can it. And I know you can't taste it, and it tastes delicious, but mentally, the thought of pouring vegetable oil into that, no thank you. I can't have any part of that. No.
And funny enough, I'm not that keen on them either, but I would never go in as a chocolate.
And you are a chocolate slush?
Yes, I am. And it's like, that's not a thing for me.
No.
And it's not a thing. I mean, here's the thing, I love chocolate, but chocolate cake or anything with chocolate in, that would be my least favourite that I would get. And we realised that earlier on when Limitless Lean was going to get us
we were sending him out for some sweet treats for podcast recording.
Chocolate flavour would be at the bottom of the list there. So
whereas it would be top for me. I'd be like, get me a chocolate muffin, thank you, please. Because you said blueberry, and I was like, do not, under any circumstances,
it's one of me 5 a day, man.
Do not bring me a blueberry muffin back. Absolutely not. You'd have to go in the bin for that behaviour. Like, I would eat one, but like, not if you're going out to buy me one special.
You did say you'd have raspberry and white chocolate.
Raspberry and white chocolate, I would have that. That would be, but elite. No, do not bring me a blueberry muffin. No, thank you. That is a hard no for me. I was very surprised. That was a revelation when you even said you put that as a top option.
Yeah.
Wowzers.
Now, the other contamination thing though as well that Leanne reminded us of there, buffets with children around. Now, it made me think, I was like, yes, children's parties, and when they are there and you've got snotty noses, you have got children. Leanne was talking about the fact that I've actually seen children where they've picked it up, they took a bite out of it, and then they just put it back onto the plate. And the other thing it made me think of birthday cakes. So I actually, in our family, when one of my nephews was younger, my sister sometimes used to buy 2 so that he could blow the candles out on one, and then you would have a one that people could eat. Because if you've ever actually watched when a child is blowing candles out on that one birthday cake, and they just, I'm not going to do it because I think it will be an audible delight if I make the noise. But there could be a lot of saliva going all over that cake. So
now, lucky for me, I don't really. I say lucky for me. You'll be shocked to hear I don't really like to partake in birthday cake. I don't like butter icing, do I? Because I don't like butter. So usually cakes have butter icing. So when the birthday cake comes round, I'm always like, no, thank you, I'm okay. So I feel I'm dodging a bullet there on the God knows what hotbed of breeding ground of germs and bacteria is coming around on that birthday cake. It's a hard no for me.
Yeah.
No, thank you.
So there was some bits of the contamination we didn't consider last week, and it was like, when I was listening to Leanne, I was like, oh, yes.
Oh,
yes.
dear.
Now, she was talking around about things that made a buffet posh.
A prawn.
And we did the other week. We had Adam share when we were talking about his jacket potato. He thought that the prawns made the potato posh. So here we go. Posh prawns.
Posh prawns. Well, Ed has also come in on the voice notes.
Hello, my friends at the Rise and Hive podcast. I just wanted to jump in This is Ed, by the way. Just wanted to jump in on the whole beige buffet because you've really hit something there that's very much part of my love affair with food. You cannot beat a beige buffet. You can't. You've got your sausage rolls, pork pies. I mean, pork pies. Whoever invented the pork pie is a genius. But I suppose one of the big questions of a beige buffet is the pork pie, is it cold? Is it being warmed? Is it heated? Is it red hot? I think that's a good question to ask. Scotch eggs. I mean, come on, Scotch eggs with a bit of tomato sauce. That's fantastic. You can throw in your chicken nuggets. Chicken. Or if you're posh, you can have chicken goujons as well. I mean, that's outstanding. And what about the little vol au vents? Yeah, you get a bit of sort of mushroom in there, or again, if you're posh, maybe a little prawn sticking his head out. I do like them. And you get your classic, what they're called, hedgehogs, the cheese and pineapple. It's fantastic. And if you're gonna do a beige buffet properly, it is without doubt a salad-free zone. There's no room for that stuff. No room for it. It's beige all the way. But I would allow a little bit of coleslaw because I'm not an animal. I'd have some coleslaw. Fantastic idea, beige buffet. I'd have that all day long, to be fair, but I don't think my waistline would allow it.
Oh, quite the revelation from Ed there. He also references the posh prawn.
Mm-hmm.
Posh prawns, who knew there was such a thing?
And as well, it's that hot or cold. He was interested in about hot and cold pork pies. I talked about that last week. Not that I want them either hot or cold, but yeah, a pie for me has to be warm.
Anything for me, generally, preferably would be warm. I prefer most food warm. Yeah. I'm not a massive cold food lover.
Yeah.
In a slight turn of events, I was shocked and stunned the other day to witness Danielle in the office eat cold lasagna.
Oh,
I was like, hey, what's happening here? No, she was in a rush, I think.
Did it just come straight out the fridge, or was it room temperature?
Now, this would be unverified information, but in my mind, it came out the fridge. Now, her rationale for this was it had been heated up twice already, and she was like, felt there might be a danger zone thing, I think. I might be getting that wrong. I just remember seeing this. I was like, have you just taken that? Yeah, I think it just came out the fridge. I was like, are you not warming that up? And I was a bit shocked by that. I don't think I could eat cold lasagna.
No, I don't think I could.
What about people who eat beans out the tin?
Oh, yeah, no, yeah. Because the lasagna thing, do you know what's making me think about is, because mincemeat can have like quite a fatty layer on if it's not warmed up. Oh,
Danielle, are you okay?
Yeah, no judgment, Danielle, you know.
A little bit of judgment from me. I judged you at the time. I went, you haven't cold lasagna.
That's what I was thinking, well, room temperature. I was like, I don't know about the bacteria that might be being bred.
It might not have been a meat one. It may have been a vegetable.
Do you know what? Yes. I'm going to go with
give you the benefit of the doubt.
Positive intent, Danielle, that it was a vegetarian lasagna, and that might have been, might be okay. Can I just say something though? I mean, we quite often record this right over at lunchtime, and all we're talking about now is food. And I'm sitting here thinking, don't worry, we've got a muffin. Foods. I know all these
strawberries and cream. Apparently, he went to the Greggs and he's got us a strawberry and cream muffin.
Thank you, Limitless Liam,
for us to devour once the podcast recording is done. But we should have thought about this with the Sunday lunch, shouldn't we?
We're sitting here talking about food and all this lovely food, and I'm just like, that would be nice. It's like, I could just have a little bit buffet, bit of picky food. Some hummus.
I was going to say, maybe we need to lay on a buffet for when we do podcast recording day, but that would be my worst nightmare. I don't love a buffet. No. I don't mind. I suppose you've got to cater for yourself. So the Ramses came in on the voice note, and what a delight.
Oh, Michael, beige buffet, yes or no? Thoughts?
Well, that's an open-ended question. And there's a few parameters that you need to define here, because there is things in a beige buffet which make it okay. There's things in a beige buffet that make it shite. I'm a meat eater, so a corned beef pie on a beige buffet is okay. However, to the vegetarians out there, no, they wouldn't like that. So I don't mind little finger sandwiches. I don't mind little tuna sandwiches. But if it's just tuna sandwiches and little hot dog sausages, no, that's a no from me.
So would you go to the buffet if it didn't have any corned beef pie on and it was a vegetarian buffet, Michael?
Do you know what it is? I would go to the buffet to have a look to see what there is. That's what I would do.
Would would you?
Is it hot or cold?
It's a beige buffet, Michael.
Well,
What do you think a beige buffet is going to be? Do you think it's going to be hot or
You
cold?
can have chips on it. You can have a plate of chips on a beige buffet. Just plain chips. Just plain chips.
Would that come under a basic or an elite beige buffet?
That would just bog standard.
Bog standard on chips on a beige buffet.
On a hot beige buffet, chips would be standard.
Okay. So what my question is though, Michael,
What
is it a
thoughts
yes
of the
or
beige buffet? I don't mind a beige buffet. I wouldn't go to an all-exclusive resort and rock up with tuna and cucumber sandwiches. A beige buffet is okay in the right situation, in the right environment.
Okay, is there ever an environment that you wouldn't eat a beige buffet, Michael?
Yes, a wedding. If I was going to a wedding, that was the meal. If I was going to...
would you eat it though, Michael? The question is...
I would. If I'm going to a wedding, there'll be certain situations where you expect something a bit higher and a bit more standard. Have a higher standard, shall we say.
Oh, so Michael's take on the beige buffet is it's a low standard. Thoughts on that, maybe?
So Michael hit the nail on the head. It's because Michael thinking about the vegetarians there. Thank you, Michael, for thinking about us. Because we don't get thought of a lot of the time in these buffet situations. So Michael was recognising that not good for the vegetarians, and as a vegetarian, you can see why we wouldn't be loving a buffet. But when you're catering now, chips on a buffet, a hot buffet. I've not. Are there many hot beige buffets out there?
I know, I don't know.
I don't think I've frequented many hot beige buffets.
No, I think you can have hot buffets, and I would think that chips but that wouldn't be beige. I'd be expecting a chili or a curry or a lasagna to be accompanying that hot buffet.
Yes.
That's what I would be expecting. But maybe somebody's mixing it up, a bit like what I was referring to. I like to add another level onto my buffets.
Yes, you were having the posh buffet. Absolutely.
So maybe that's the kind of buffet that Michael is thinking about. But I was very much here, by the way, for the Ramsey crack there. So call to action, Ramseys, please do keep coming in on the voice notes.
I think we need a regular feature.
Yeah, I was loving that crack very much. Thank you.
I think we absolutely need a feature called Question of the Week with the Ramseys. So please save the WhatsApp number and make sure you come in again next week. We had one more person come in, which was Siobhan on the buffet.
If I am going to Uncle Bill's birthday party and I turn up there and there is a beige buffet straight out of the 90s on the table, I'm not going to be mad about it. I am very happy about that. I think a beige buffet has its place, and Uncle Bill's birthday party definitely would be that. I think if there is no hedgehog in the middle of that table with his spikes sticking out, with his cheese, hot dog and pickled onion, I think it's got to be a pickled onion. I've heard pineapple, I'm not sure on that. It was definitely a pickled onion for me. However, that should be front and centre of the beige buffet, and then I'm a happy girl.
Now, we also had Sarah come in. Now, Sarah did start the voice note by saying that she was in the car and she didn't know how it would work.
So, beige buffet, bit of a mixed bag, to be fair, because I know you're veggies, and well, Melissa isn't, she doesn't eat red meat, but can't beat a bit of corned beef pie when you have a drink and everything. So I do like that part of the beige and the maize crisps and everything. However, I am a colour food person. I do like a bit of colouring to it. You've got to have your salads, tomatoes and pepper and everything like that. So my preference would be a non-beige buffet, and having some colour in there and some healthy stuff and everything. However, I wouldn't complain if I just went to a beige buffet. Probably not. No, I wouldn't. Because you can always get something. Well, I can. So, but my preference wouldn't be beige. If I was to make a buffet, I would definitely not do beige.
Sarah enjoys a bit of colour in her buffet. That's what she said.
Now she needs an asthma for what she followed on to say. She was like, she's a colour person in the buffet steaks, but there's no place to be talking about tomato and peppers in relation to a buffet. That's not a buffet.
I think what she's done is I have had many of Sarah's buffets, And she does do an amazing buffet. They are bringing it, her and Mark, her husband.
Leveling.
No, they're up leveling. They've got they've got beige on. Sarah's dad, actually, Alan, who made me a Sunday lunch a few weeks ago, he makes the best pies ever. Now, cheese and onion, because I don't eat corned beef anymore. I used to love a corned beef pie, but I don't eat it anymore.
Everyone's favourite.
But the cheese pie. So at Christmas time, when I normally do go around Sarah's at some point and there's a buffet on, or she can share some pie with me, I'm here for it, a dad. So they have all that, but they'll also have a curry on the go. They'll have lasagna. They mix and they're taking it to the next standard. So Sarah does. But when I think she's had one of them moments, when your mind goes blank. I do enjoy colour.
Peppers.
Tomatoes. Peppers. And then it was like, oh. So I think she's just had a blank moment on
she
there.
She might have done.
And funny enough, Ed said there, we heard him, he's got no for a salad. He's absolutely no.
Ed said there's no place for the salad on the buffet. So Ed and Sarah, you'd have to come together and you'd have to agree terms on a buffet if you were to ever frequent the same buffet or share a buffet situation.
Yes. Yeah.
But, are you ready for this week's question, though? Let's move us away from the food.
Oh, so it's not food related?
It's not food related.
Thank goodness, Leanne, because I'm sitting here thinking I'd do anything for a beige buffet right now. I mean, I still wouldn't eat the pork pie. I'd be okay for that, but yeah. So come on then. Give me a non-food related question.
Well, we're moving us on to, what is your signature stroke?
Is this one of these questions where I need some more context?
So by that I mean swimming.
Thank goodness.
Swimming.
Because the hole that is my head, the black hole, I wasn't sure where she was going with that question, guys.
Mind out of the gutter, Melissa. Back into the present. We're talking swimming. What's your signature stroke? So first of all, can you swim? And second of all, when you're in the swimming baths, what's your signature stroke? So, are you a breaststroke girl, strictly keeping the hair out of the water? You know what I mean? Are you just plodding away through there with a nice gentle breaststroke? Are you a backstroke person? Lack of visibility is always an issue with a backstroke, but are you one of those people that's confident ploughing your way down the lane with a backstroke? Are you a little bit special? Are you doing the butterfly? Can anybody do the butterfly? Is that even what it's called? Do you know what I'm talking about?
I do know what
the double arm thing.
Yes.
Or are you a classic front crawl? And if you are a front crawl, is your head going in the water? Is your face going in the water? I want to know all things swimming related. Let's go.
Well, I've got a little bit of a confession here.
You can't swim?
I can, but I'm not a strong swimmer.
Oh.
So I don't really like the water. I don't like the water on my face. Oh. I mean, except, when you get your face washed. But oh no. Do you know when you see people and they can just like dunk their head under the water? They're
Me?
Yeah, I'm not that person. I'm not. I don't like. And if I've had my face wet, I can feel myself trying to dry off my eyes, trying to move the water away.
Oh, do we need to get you some goggles, or even better, one of those snorkel masks?
Oh, I think I could rock that.
Yes, I think you could. I think it would be a strong look.
So I think there's a few things for me. I did have swimming lessons as a child. And funny enough, the swimming baths that I went to when I was little, I took Christopher there for his swimming lessons. Now, Christopher is a very strong swimmer because I didn't want him to not be a strong swimmer. Like I could save myself, by the way.
Thank God for that.
Could save myself. I couldn't.
We don't need to get the armbands out.
No, but it's not one of my strengths. And I have thought about it before that I actually should challenge myself at some point to do a triathlon. Because to have that whole challenge, I'm not saying I will do it, but I thought, well, it would be pushing myself out of my comfort zone. But I'm just not a strong swimmer. So I try to avoid the water as much as I possibly can. Now, I've got a funny story to tell you.
Go on.
So how old would Christopher have been? Maybe 5 or 6. We were on holiday. I mean, I'm sure my family probably have a video of this. It will be quite hilarious. Now, we were on holiday and they had, on the swimming pool where they have the sort of float that goes across the water and you can go and run across it and then jump off at the end.
All right, yes.
So they had one of them out one day. So I go run across it and I wait at the end. Now, Christopher was adamant he was going to be okay. He was only little, but he didn't have his armbands on. He didn't need them. So I waited at the end and my feet couldn't touch the floor of the pool. So I went along, I waited for him at the end. He jumped out and he literally jumped on top of me. So I want you to imagine he puts all of his arms and everything around my neck. And all we did was we just floated to the bottom. I'm in full panic mode. The lifeguard had to jump in the water.
Oh, the shame of it all. Oh.
The lifeguard had to jump in and come to get us. It was not one of my finest moments.
It's the footage of it. Please tell me it exists.
I might check with our Melanie about this if she has got it saved, because I'm sure she was recording us at the end, and whether she's kept it. But the lifeguard had to jump in because he just wrapped his arms so tightly around my shoulders, and I could just feel.
I imagine he was flailing.
Yeah,
flailing and screaming.
I couldn't move. I'm just like. So yeah, not one of the finest moments that I've ever had around the pool.
Beautiful.
Yeah. So there was that moment I could have done better in, but we were both fine. We were both all right. But it would have been a moment of going, oh no, everyone would have been looking at what is happening there. And I will own this. I'll have ran across that floor thinking, check me out, running across, strutting down that floor, getting to the end,
and then had to get rescued by the lifeguard.
Rescued.
A low point.
Yes.
For the.
Absolutely. So, but yeah, it was just never my thing. So when I do swim, I do
doggy paddle.
Not quite. But
breaststroke.
That's the one. I was trying to think of the word. I was like breaststroke because I don't want my face wet.
Oh yeah.
So I can on my hair. So that's the thing. I'm very much so. Christopher is a much better swimmer than I am.
And what's his signature stroke?
He is a front
crawl.
He's there. He's got his head in. He can do the breathing because he's had lessons. He can do the breathing. He's there for it. He is there with his goggles on, just going for it. Where I'm just there, just nicely
doing the gentle breaststroke,
very gently doing it. So yes. Now there is somebody who we both know. A guy called Dave. I don't know why I'm like going, a guy called Dave, but I don't know if he does listen, but he wasn't a strong swimmer. So he couldn't swim. So he actually went and, as an adult, this story is just how amazing this is. He went and had swimming lessons because he wanted to do Ironman. And he's just recently told me he's signed up to do Ironman again next year.
Well done, Dave.
So yes, he's done it. This will be his second time that he's done it. So he pushed himself out of his comfort zone, didn't say, I can't swim. He was like,
I can't at the minute.
I can't. And he went to learn to swim and he's then going to be going and doing his second Ironman. So
big up Dave. Well done.
Yeah.
Well done.
So yes. So that's my situation on the stroke. My favourite stroke would be just breaststroke. Because, yeah.
Well, myself, I am a firm favourite of the front crawl. Now, I am a good swimmer. I was a strong swimmer. We went to swimming lessons as a child and with the school, and I excelled. I was very good naturally. Now I say front crawl, I haven't swam in a number of years, and the main these days I am more of a breaststroker, more so because I don't like washing my hair, Melissa.
Yes,
I don't like washing my hair.
That's the thing.
It's a bit of a pain. It does. Yes. So
you could get yourself a swimming hat.
I could get myself.
Can you remember them in school? Swimming hats.
And they never used to keep your hair dry. I never saw the purpose of them.
I'm sorry to interrupt you here because I've just got to say, did you ever, when you were at school having swimming lessons, did you ever have a verruca?
Never had a verruca in my life.
Oh, well, I did.
Did you have to wear a verruca sock?
Wear a verruca sock.
It was always disappointing for the kids to wear the verruca sock.
Awful.
But thank God you did. No, I've never had a verruca in my life. Liam went through, actually, this, I don't know where it came from, but at the age of 40 or something like that, he just developed a verruca. I don't know where he'd been having his feet to get himself a verruca, but then it spread. And then one verruca turned into two verruca turned into three.
God.
And then he basically got the foot aids.
All the verrucas.
Yeah. we were like, oh my God, what has happened here? And it was horrific. And I do remember, I'm saying I can't remember how many years ago it was, but we went to London to visit Jenny Cook and Jackson, her husband. And Liam doesn't drink, and he decided to have himself a couple of Disaronnos and Coke, and he may have got himself overserved and he got a bit overexcited, and next thing we knew, he had his socks and shoes off and had his foot on the table, showing his heavily verruca'd foot. I was like, I can only apologise for the behaviour of my husband. But yeah, he tried to cut it off because it was so bad. Anyway, he went to see a podiatrist. I think it would have been a podiatrist at the end. And what they said, he tried all sorts of remedies. And do you know what the remedy was? Duct tape.
Oh.
He had to wrap his foot in duct tape to suffocate the oxygen from the verruca. And he did, and sure enough, it just disappeared. He had to wrap it for about 3 month period.
This was a look.
It was a strong look. Almost as strong as him getting his footage-ridden foot out at the dinner table. Over dinner. I don't think we knew Jackson that well at the time. I think we'd only met him a couple of times, and then we went to the house, and there's Liam.
Look at the thing that's quite contagious that I've just put out here on your table.
Let me get it on the dining table. Delightful. So Jenny still invited us back. It was all fine. We've seen her since.
Yeah,
she's okay. She was very chilled about it all. More so than I was. I was like, "Hey, get your feet off the table and put your verrucas away." But yeah, duct tape. It turns out duct tape was the thing. It suffocates the oxygen and kills the verruca. So top tip there for you at home. If you are suffering with a verruca-ridden foot, get the duct tape on it. There you go.
There we go.
But yes, I've never had a verruca myself, therefore didn't have to endure the verruca sock as a child or an adult. Let's have some gratitude for that. I am
that little water that you used to walk through in between the
the little
room.
paddly water. Was that like to disinfect your feet, or it was just to wash the muck off so the muck didn't go in?
Yeah,
grim. Yeah. But talking to swimming hats, and triathlon. Not that I've done a triathlon, but I did sign up to do the Great North Swim many years ago. Joe Marriott got me to do it, and I needed a wetsuit for that, and you got a swimming hat, so you were in different waves depending on what time you set off. And I had a green swimming hat, so there is a photo of me that exists wearing a wetsuit and a swimming hat. That was a very strong look. I tell you what, a wetsuit is very humbling as an experience to put on. Very humbling indeed. And alongside a swimming hat, delightful. But I don't know if you won't have done, I'm sure if you're not a strong swimmer, you wouldn't have gone and done cold water swimming, or wild swimming or whatever. But it was in Lake Windermere, and oh my God, I remember people saying you needed to acclimatise to the water. And I was like, yeah, it'll be fine. I'd gone to the swimming baths and done like 60 lengths or something, because it was a mile in distance. And I was like, yep, done a mile, that'll be fine. And then I walked into Lake Windermere and I was like, and I just dived in and put my head in. Then I put my head in the water and I was like, I can't breathe, and it was awful. So for the first minute, people had told me, but I don't think I fully appreciated. So I just jumped in and put my face in, and I couldn't get my breath at all. It was awful. And then you couldn't see as well, so I had goggles on, but it was all murky and dark, and you couldn't see anything. People were kicking you in the face because it was all crowded. It was awful. And then I was swimming along, and he did this like big loop of Lake Windermere, and I must have like veered off a little bit, and then I was like, oh my God, I'm coming nobody was around me. I think I must have, without realising, veered off slightly to the left. And then I was like, nobody's here. And I was like, I'm coming last. And I thought I'd done rubbish. I came out, and I think Liam, somebody took ill whilst in the same wave as me, and he'd seen them get sort of stretchered out of the water. But because we all looked the same, we're all in wetsuits wearing a green swimming hat, Liam obviously panicked and thought it was me. That's something that happened to. So when I came out at the end, turns out I did quite a good time. I can't remember what it was, but it was much better than I expected. So while I was swimming along, I thought I'd done rubbish. I thought I'd come last because I had no concept. You're really disorientated in the water. And I came out and then I saw the time and I was like, oh my God, I've done really well. So I'm trotting myself out. I was all wobbly on my legs because I've just swam this mile. And then I came up to Liam looking all happy, and he practically like hauled me over the barrier, but he like, get out now. But turns out somebody who'd sadly died on the day, and he'd seen that happen, but I think he'd gone through all this emotion that he thought it was me. So I was completely oblivious to all of this, and I'm trotting myself along rather happily, thinking like really pleased with the time. And I was greeted by him sort of angrily shouting at me like to get out the water, because he'd gone through all of these emotions that I was the person that something awful had happened to him. But I have done the Great North Swim. I wouldn't do it again. Didn't enjoy it. Didn't enjoy the cold water swim.
Everything about what you've just explained to me there, I was
it's a hard
you
no.
have not sold any of that to me right now.
I did do a wee in my wetsuit though. Well, I borrowed the wetsuit off Dean Lawrence, actually. Dean, I did tell him when I took it back, I was like, I did a wee in your wetsuit. So everyone's like, you need to do a wee while you're in the water to warm up. And I only remembered this when I was about 3 minutes from the end. I was like, I need to do a wee in my wetsuit. So I did a wee in my wetsuit. Well, I say my wetsuit, Dean Lawrence's wetsuit. And I give it a rinse in the bath. I was like, Dean, I did a wee in your wetsuit. There you go. I think everyone will have weed in the water. I think they will have done. I feel that's acceptable behaviour.
Yes.
Don't judge me for that. Well, you could judge me for that. I'd probably judge you, so feel free to judge me for that. But Liam also mocks my front crawl technique. So I do the face in the water, and I didn't realise I did this, but when we first got together, we must have gone swimming, and I was showing off my swimming prowess. And as I was doing my front crawl, what I do is I'll swim, and then I'd lift my face up, and I'd do this kind of as I come out the water, and apparently it's quite the look. It's quite the look. And Liam was just like, here's me thinking I look mint. I'm like, I'll show off how good a swimmer I am. And I'll be there doing my front
When you
crawl.
first dating, and you would have been about 18, 19, look at me.
I'm like, look at me in my front crawl. And then he was greeted by me with me mouth coming out of the water and like a bit of a jaunt going, and apparently it wasn't that sexy. Oh. Who knew? Who knew? But,
well, it didn't put him off, guys. He's still here.
He's still hanging around, but he doesn't enjoy watching me swim. Open water or otherwise. So there we go. I am a front crawler, but we want to hear from you. So what is your signature stroke? So are you like Melissa? Are you not a strong swimmer? Can you swim at all? Do you need to investigate? Do we maybe need to organise a group adult swimming lesson? Is that something we need to look at? Or are you like me, a super strong swimmer who wants to show off your prowess with your front crawl? Are you one of those unicorns that can do a butterfly? I don't know anybody who can, but are you one of those people? We would love to hear.
We would.
Or are you casually sauntering along with a breaststroke? Or do you do a doggy paddle? Let us know. We would love to hear. You can get in touch on the WhatsApp. Leave us a voice note. You could feature on next week's episode.
Oh, yes, please. Please do. We love the voice notes.
You can get in touch on 07466 324 579. You can also drop us a message on Instagram at The Rising Hive Podcast. Or you can email us. Join us at therisinghive.com. There's many ways you can get in touch. We would love to hear from you.
We would. And enjoy the rest of your week, guys.
Sending you
lots of love.
It's the Rise and Hive Podcast with Leanne and Melissa. It's the Rise and